I've got an easy and delicious 30-minute recipe your family is sure to love. I'm Christina from It Is a Keeper. I share tried and true recipes that anyone can make. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm showing you how to make Crescent Chicken Roll Ups. They are so creamy and buttery and flaky, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really means a lot. You'll also want to stay tuned to the end where I'll share some variations you can do to customize this recipe. And of course, don't forget to grab the full printable recipe in the video description below. Okay, so the first thing we need to do to get started is I'm going to prepare my baking dish. So I have a 13x9 baking dish that I'm going to spray with some non-stick cooking spray just to make sure everybody can get out at the end. Okay, set that aside. And now we're going to build the sauce, and it's super simple. So I have a can of cream of chicken soup, the good old condensed soup. So fun story about cream of chicken soup. When I was a little kid, now the soup didn't always come out of the can so creamy. It used to come out in like a solid piece. And I loved when my mom and my grandma, when they would make me this soup, if they didn't mix it up all the way and they left, I know this is so gross, they left the lumps in it. And I would call it lumpy soup. And that's what I would ask for. I'm like, can I have lumpy soup for lunch? I loved it like that with the lumps in it. I know it's weird and that's probably TMI, but now you know. It's my little weirdness from when I was a kid. So anyway, on with the show here. I'm going to add some milk to our not lumpy soup. And I'm going to switch over to the whisk. And we're just going to get that mixed up here. Now, because I can, and this isn't in the recipe, this is me going off script here, I'm going to add a little bit of my all-purpose seasoning to this because I feel like every layer needs to be seasoned. And this just gives it that little bit of garlicky, oniony deliciousness. Okay, perfect. Our lumpy soup is mixed up. You're probably never gonna be able to watch this or look at cream of chicken soup the same again. I'm sorry. Okay, we're gonna transfer half of this into our baking dish. Swap it out here and just smear it around. We just need a bed for our crescents to lay in. Nice lumpy soup bed. Perfect. Okay, looking good. We're gonna set all of this aside. And I'm gonna clean up a little bit so we can move on to the next step. So now we're going to start on our filling. So the first thing I'm going to do is add 4 ounces of cream cheese to the bowl and some melted butter. I like unsalted butter. It's entirely up to you though. I'm just gonna get that started here. Just work it around. Now it helps if your cream cheese is at room temperature or even just use whipped. It's easier to stir. That's probably what I should have done. That would have been smart. Okay, looking good. So to this, we're going to add some rotisserie chicken. So I already took this off of the bone, cut it up a little bit. You could shred it, cut it, whatever you prefer. Just a couple of cups of rotisserie chicken. And then to that, we're going to add a little bit more of our milk and some chopped green onions. Little bit of color there. And I use the whites and the greens for this. And then of course, a little more all-purpose seasoning just to season things up. Because remember, my butter is not salted, so we need to make sure our food is flavorful. And you guys, I don't know if you noticed, but I do have a podcast called Behind the Recipe. I started it a few months ago, and I did a whole episode on seasoning food. So check that out. You can find it here on YouTube or on your favorite podcast player. Again, it's called Behind the Recipe. Let me know what you think. Okay, looking good. We just want to get everything combined together. Okay, So now we're going to start assembling our crescents. So I have a can of crescent dough here, and then just carefully separate the crescents. So here I have, I'm just gonna lay them out on the board. If any of them come apart or start to separate at all, you can very easily just push them back together with your fingers. So I'm gonna take our spoon and we're going to put the filling on the big end of our crescent roll here. So what I like to do is spoon it on first, just to make sure we have enough to go around. Okay, that one's kind of full. This one's bigger. We can give him a little bit extra. Okay. Now, while my hands are all goopy, we're going to roll them up, and you're just gonna take the smaller pointy end, roll it over, and I like to take these other edges and kind of tuck them to like a little pocket, and we're gonna place it in the baking dish. So we're rolling that top part over, that tail, and then I just kind of fold those sides up, and in they go. Okay, roll and tuck. They're like little chicken, this is bad. They look like little chicken diapers. That was so bad. And so unappetizing. I'm sorry if I offended you and just grossed you out right now. I'm sure I'll hear about it in the comments. Okay, bring this over and we'll get our last chicken bundle together, and there we go. All right, last but not least, we are going to drizzle the rest of our sauce over top of our bundles. So just drizzle that over. All right. And then spread it around so that everybody is coated evenly. Okay, last step, I promise, is we're going to sprinkle on some shredded cheese. I'm using a Colby Jack because that's what I like, but you can use whatever. Provolone would even be nice, shredded provolone on this. All right, we are going to pop this into a preheated oven and bake it for 12 to 15 minutes until everything is heated through. We don't have to worry about cooking that chicken because it's rotisserie chicken, it's already cooked. Just look at how creamy and flaky and delicious these look. Now, before we dive in, I want to tell you about a couple of variations we can do to jazz these up. You can easily add in some frozen mixed vegetables. I would, though, thaw them first before you mix it in. And you can also kick up the flavor by using a flavored cream cheese. So instead of plain, use like garlic and herb to really add a little bit of extra flavor. And if you don't have a rotisserie chicken handy, you can easily use canned chicken right from your pantry. Easy peasy. So these have cooled just a little bit, and now we can dig in. I'm going in because they look so good. Right here. Ooh, ooh, ooh. These look amazing. Oh, yum. Oh. Oh. Oh, you guys. These are absolutely incredible. The crescents are nice and flaky. You get that hit from the all-purpose seasoning and the green onions, and they're nice and creamy from the cream cheese. This is definitely a keeper. There are so many great chicken recipes out there. I have a fantastic chicken pot pie biscuit recipe that kids, and kids at heart, are sure to love. You don't want to miss it. You can check it out here. I'll see you over there.